This is part 2, episode 108. Xiao Yan's eyes slightly flickered. He slowly walked toward the small skinny man and curled his hand. A suction force surged out and sucked the paper out of the skinny man's hand. He glanced over it and saw the head of a lady drawn on it. Although the image looked blurry, Xiao Yan could tell that the drawing on the paper was the little fairy doctor. This young brother is new to the pill region, right? This woman has the legendary woeful poison body. She has stirred a great commotion within the Central Plains some time earlier. Quite a number of factions have joined hands to hunt for her. However, she has managed to escape. The skinny man laughed in a flattering manner to Xiao Yan. His strength might not make it, but he possessed a sharp eyesight. At one glance, he could tell that this young man in front of him was not someone that he could afford to offend. Xiao Yan tightened the hand he used to hold that piece of paper. His gaze turned to the man in front of him as he faintly asked, "It is rumored that the Ice River Valley has exchanged blows with her recently." Xiao Yan randomly tossed him a bag of gold coins. The skinny little man's face was filled with joy when he received the money bag. The flattery on his face became even more intense as he hurriedly said, "This, sir, is correct. Half a month ago, the Ice River Valley found the woeful poison lady. The battle was quite a miserable one. The Ice River Valley has dispatched Bing Yuan and Bing Fu, these two elders. The two of them possessed quite a great reputation within the middle region. Their strength is around 6 stars or so." Xiao Yan's eyelids twitched. His voice also slowly became lower. What happened in the end? The Ice River Valley has dispatched quite a number of experts. However, that woeful poison lady is also not an ordinary person. She was able to kill quite a number of people when the Ice River Valley surrounded her. Moreover, she even managed to successfully escape from elders Bing Yuan and Bing Fu. However, according to the information obtained, the woeful poison lady suffered the two elders' Heaven Eye's mysterious palm despite having fled from the encirclement. Currently, she is seriously injured. It is due to this that the Ice River Valley has searched all over for her. They have put forward a sky-high reward. Anyone who provides some useful information will be able to obtain the reward. That skinny, little man spoke with a smile. The chill in Xiao Yan's lowered eyelids became even more intense. He slowly said, "Where was the place the Ice River Valley encircled the woeful poison lady back then? The Fallen God Stream in the north. However, that place has basically been surrounded by the people from the Ice River Valley. They suspect that the woeful poison lady did not flee very far. However, they did not manage to obtain any news despite having searched for such a long time." That man honestly replied, "Is the Ice River Valley the only one attempting to capture the woeful poison lady? Originally, quite a number of factions wanted to act. However, quite a number of people from the Ice River Valley were subsequently killed by the woeful poison lady. Therefore, they ended up saying that they will definitely capture the woeful poison lady. The other factions no longer dared to intervene as a result. Hence, the Ice River Valley is the only faction in the middle region which continues to chase after the woeful poison lady." Xiao Yan's expression was indifferent as he nodded. The paper in his hand emitted a puff sound and transformed into a cluster of ashes that drifted down. He also suddenly turned around and walked away from the stone platform. Xiao Yan took out the map that Liu Qing had given him after he walked to the edge of the stone platform. He carefully studied it, identified the direction, and turned his eyes to the north. He softly muttered to himself, "Regardless of whether it is the Yi City or the Fallen God Stream, the both of them are located in this direction. However, Yi City is closer. I should be able to reach it within a day's time. It seems that I must increase my speed." Based on what the person said earlier, the little fairy doctor's condition is not very good. A killing intent surged in Xiao Yan's heart when he thought of this. With the little fairy doctor's strength, she could at the very most fight with a 6-star Do Zone even if she undid the woeful poison body's seal. She would definitely be no match for the other party if they had 2 Do Zones. This Ice River Valley seemed to have used all their tactics in order to capture the little fairy doctor. Ice River Valley, if anything happens to her, the little me shall be an irreconcilable enemy with you. Killing intent surged within Xiao Yan's dark black eyes. His feet suddenly stomped on the ground and his body rushed into the sky. Immediately, it transformed into a colorful glow that rushed to the northern sky in a lightning-like manner. "I have arrived." Xiao Yan sighed in relief when he saw the city that stood within the forest. A thought immediately passed through his mind and his speed was suddenly increased. The overlord of Yi City was the Yi clan, which had once been prominent within the Pill region. Of course, the current Yi clan no longer possessed the glory it did back then. Even though this was the case, a camel, which was about to die from being skinny, was larger than a horse. There was still no other factions within this Yi city who dared provoke the authority of the Yi clan. Being the overlord of this city, the Yi clan was situated right in the middle of the city. All the land within 1,000 meters was the manor of the Yi clan. Normally, an ordinary person was not allowed into it. The defenses of this place were also exceptionally tight. Of course, this was only the case for an ordinary expert. I will definitely not marry that as Xiao Dan. At this moment, an argument had occurred within the meeting room of the Yi clan. A lady in blue clothes was furiously crying out. Her exquisite, pretty face was filled with fury at this moment. Nonsense. A green-clothed, old man within the meeting room expression sank as he said, "It is not like you are unaware of just what kind of situation the Yi clan is in. The Xiao clan is also one of the 5 great clans. They are a perfect match for our Yi clan. Moreover, Xiao Dan is a rare alchemist genius in the Xiao clan. By marrying him, you will not only prevent the danger of the Yi clan from being eliminated from the 5 great clans, but you would have also found a good family to marry into. Even if I were to really marry Xiao Dan, do you think that we can resolve this crisis? The Xiao clan is filled with wild ambition. They have long desired to swallow our Yi clan. By doing this, you are merely delivering yourselves to be eaten." The blue-cloaked lady furiously retorted. Her words caused the green-clothed, old man to become dull. He immediately spoke in a deep voice, "If this cannot work, then why don't you tell me what we should do? Don't tell me that you plan to rely on that whatever genius from the Jiunan Academy that you speak of to come and rescue us. You have really overestimated that person. The danger that our Yi clan faces is not something that some random cat and dog can remove. Moreover, you have already spoken of that person for such a long time, but when will we see him? I think that he has already long since disappeared. Where would he get the guts to come and meddle in such a matter?" The blue-clothed lady was dull for a moment after hearing this. For a moment, she was unable to find any words to refute him. Some random cat and dog is also not interested in helping you resolve whatever crisis. While the blue-clothed lady was speechless, a cold and indifferent voice suddenly resounded over the large hall. The familiar voice lingered over the ears of the blue-clothed lady. She was initially startled before she turned around with a face filled with joy. An involuntarily joyful cry was emitted when she saw the young figure that had slowly appeared at the entrance of the hall. Big brother Xiao Yan? A ghost-like figure slowly appeared at the entrance of the large hall while a pair of indifferent gaze swept over everyone within. After which, those eyes paused on the blue-clothed lady. His expression slightly warmed while his voice continued to contain a gloominess. "Xinlan, why has this happened?" The blue-clothed lady was clearly Xinlan, who had led Xiao Yang's group to the Central Plains. She appeared to have understood Xiao Yang's meaning when he said these words. Her pretty face dimmed as she softly uttered, "I'm sorry." Xiao Yang gradually became a lot calmer after seeing that downcast appearance of Xinlan. She was not very strong. Moreover, it seemed that the Yi clan was currently not in a very good state. Even if Xinlan could convince them to aid the little fairy doctor, it was likely that they would not possess the ability to do so. "Who are you? You actually dare to randomly barge into my Yi clan?" Xinlan's voice had just sounded when the expression of an old man in the large hall sank. He stood up and angrily cried at Xiao Yang. There were some other elders within the Yi clan beside him. They were also looking at Xiao Yang with similarly furious eyes. Some of the somewhat younger generation possessed a gloating expression in their eyes. Although the Yi clan was currently declining, it was not in a state where anyone could come and provoke them. Moreover, this person was actually a young fellow who was of similar age to them. Xiao Yang glanced at this old man. He was merely a one-star dozong. Moreover, from the looks of the seat he occupied, his position within the Yi clan should be quite high. However, Xiao Yang completely ignored him. The only one in the large hall who was able to catch Xiao Yang's attention was the green-clothed, old man who was seated on the leader's seat. Looking at the majestic aura that surrounded him, it was likely that this person was a 6-star dozong. "Follow me, lead me to her." Xiao Yang's eyes stared at Xinlan as he spoke with a cold voice. Xinlan clenched her silver teeth when she heard this. After which, she nodded vigorously. She had led the little fairy doctor and Xiao Yang to the Central Plains, but did not provide them with protection. Instead, she was powerless to do anything when the little fairy doctor fell into a dangerous situation. "You impudent young man." That old man who had cried out furiously earlier had an even angrier expression when he was completely ignored by Xiao Yang. His hand slammed violently onto the surface of the table. One could hear a bang, and the hard table was shattered into powder. He immediately waved his sleeves and the chair behind him carried a wild and violent force as it shot towards Xiao Yan. Xiao Yan was completely expressionless. When the wooden chair had entered within a 10-feet radius, one could hear a muffled puff sound. Without any forewarning, it turned into dark black ashes that scattered down. There was surprise on the faces of quite a number of people present when they saw this scene. Clearly, they did not expect this young fellow to possess such skill, so you actually possess some skill. No wonder you dare to act so presumptuously in my Yi clan. However, the old me shall teach you, this younger generation, what it means to respect your elders. That old man narrowed his eyes when he saw the wooden chair being incinerated in a strange manner. He let out a cold laugh. The fury in his eyes soared as his foot stepped on the ground. After which, his body rushed towards Xiao Yang in a lightning-like manner. A wave of strange green flame surged out from his shriveled hand. Fourth elder, stop. Big brother Xiao Yang, leave quickly. Xinlan hurriedly turned to Xiao Yang and cried out when she saw that the fourth elder did not pause. The Yi clan might not be in a good situation now, but they were still able to produce 2 to 3 elite dozongs. If they really wished to capture Xiao Yang, it was likely that he would have difficulty fleeing given his strength. Xiao Yang also ignored Xinlan's cry. His eyes looked at the old man who was heading over with a heated wind. A chill flashed across his dark black eyes. Right now, his mood was also extremely bad because he was worried about the little fairy doctor's condition. This old fellow had really knocked onto his desire to hurt. Brat, once I have captured you, I will deliver you to your elders and get them to teach you properly. The fourth elder's figure flashed and appeared in front of Xiao Yang while many gazes, that were intending to watch a show, watched. His fist was clenched tightly and green-colored, fierce flames appeared. After which, his fist was ruthlessly swung forward. This punch did not possess any fanciful moves. However, its majestic force caused a low, deep sonic boom to appear. The fire fist was swiftly magnified in those dark black eyes. At the same time, Xiao Yang raised his hand gently and slowly spread it apart. Bang! Elder fist from the fourth elder of the Yi clan, that contained a green-colored flame, smashed against Xiao Yang's palm in front of all the eyes within the large hall. However, before any cheers could be emitted, everyone's faces became stiff as they discovered that the skinny, weak-looking, young man did not move at all. Moreover, the cluster of green-colored flames on the fist of the fourth elder seemed to have met something frightening when it made contact with Xiao Yang's palm. It was extinguished in front of numerous stunned eyes. The entire large hall had turned silent at this moment. The members of the Yi clan, who were gloating earlier, looked at each other. Their eyes contained some disbelief. Although the fourth elder was not the strongest in the Yi clan, he was at the very least an elite dozong. Even in the Yi clan, there was hardly anyone who could receive this powerful attack of his. If it is about teaching a lesson, you are really not qualified to do so. Xiao Yang slightly raised his eyes. His gaze was indifferent as he looked at the old man in front of him, whose expression had drastically changed. The corner of his mouth was lifted into an icy-cold smile. His palm spun a little and abruptly shook. It has only been less than a year, yet he is already this strong? Xinlan's eyes stared at Xiao Yang's indifferent face. A fervent expression appeared in her eyes. It is not without reason that the Yi clan has declined until such a state. Xiao Yang slowly withdrew his hands. He glanced at the fourth elder, who had fallen onto the ground, before looking around the hall. After which, he shook his head and turned his eyes to Xinlan. Let's go, stop. 2 furious cries sounded the moment Xiao Yang's voice sounded. Immediately, 2 old men stood up. These 2 people were also elite dozongs. Their strengths were a little stronger than the person earlier. Their strengths should be around that of a 3-star dozong or so. The 2 people who had stood up this time around were not as reckless as that fourth elder. Instead, they furiously looked at Xiao Yang. They moved their bodies and blocked the exit. This young friend, this is our Yi clan. Putting aside your barging into this place, you have currently injured an elder of our clan. This matter cannot be justified, right? Although our Yi clan is currently in decline, it will not accept being bullied by others in such a manner. That green-clothed, old man in the leader's seat, who had not spoken since Xiao Yang had appeared, slowly opened his mouth and spoke in a deep voice at this moment. The faces of everyone present became a little joyful when they saw this green-clothed, old man open his mouth. Being the pillar of the current Yi clan, he still possessed quite a great reputation within the Pill region. Despite the Yi clan's decline, I am not the first who attacked. Moreover, I still have something to do. Xinlan must leave with me now. I currently don't have the time to accompany you in pursuing whatever matter. Xiao Yang's eyes turned to the green-clothed old man in the leader's seat as he furiously replied, "What an arrogant brat." The expressions of the two Yi clan elders, who had blocked Xiao Yang's path, sank when these words sounded. They immediately cried out. The expression of the green-clothed old man was a little ugly. He said, "Xinlan is a member of my Yi clan. She is not someone whom you can just bring away as you please. First elder, big brother Xiao Yan is the one whom I mentioned before. With his help, the Yi clan will definitely be able to enter the Pill Tower elder's seat once again." Xinlan appeared to be unwilling to see the relationship between the Yi clan and Xiao Yang deteriorate too much as she hurriedly cried out. The green-clothed old man was a little startled when he heard Xinlan's words. He immediately frowned a little as he looked at Xiao Yang. Disappointment appeared on his face. Such a young age, how could he be the savior of the Yi clan? As Xinlan had mentioned, there is no need to say anything more. "I have my own opinion regarding this matter," the green-clothed old man faintly spoke. He immediately looked at Xiao Yang and said, "This young friend, if you are really the helper that Xinlan has invited, please temporarily stay in the Yi clan and allow us to play our role as a host." These words might be put beautifully, but their intention was to hold Xiao Yang back. A gloomy expression flashed across Xiao Yang's face when he saw the green-clothed old man stand up. "Leave quickly." Xinlan's expression also changed as she hurriedly turned to Xiao Yang and commanded. The two elders who had blocked Xiao Yang's path of retreat seemed to have heard her words. Do Qi slowly surged from their bodies. A cold smile was present on their faces. "If you are really Xinlan's friend, please remain in the Yi clan for a while. We might still be able to have a proper discussion." The green-clothed old man's eyes stared intently at Xiao Yang while he spoke in a deep voice. Xiao Yang was expressionless. The current him was only concerned about the little fairy doctor's situation. Where would he find the time to bother about whatever Yi clan? "Follow me." Xiao Yang's gaze turned to Xinlan as he spoke. After which, he turned around and walked toward the exit of the hall. The two Yi clan's elders, who were blocking the door, were completely ignored by him. This action of Xiao Yang caused Xinlan to be a little startled. She looked at his back and knew that if she did not follow him herself, it was likely that Xiao Yang would no longer bother about the promise he had given her. A struggle flashed across Xinlan's face when she thought of this. She suddenly clenched her silver teeth, turned around and followed close behind Xiao Yang. Insolence. A fury immediately surged into the faces of the two Yi clan elders blocking the exit when they saw Xiao Yang's arrogance. They let out a cold cry and the both of them attacked in unison. Their hands contained a surging force as they grabbed at Xiao Yang's shoulders in a lightning-like manner. Xiao Yang's expression did not change in the face of an attack by two 3-star Do zones. He flicked his finger and a silver glow flashed. A silver-colored figure immediately appeared. The silver-colored metallic fists did not carry any majestic Do Qi. However, it unleashed shocking damage when the fists landed on the bodies of the two elders. The both of them flew back like kites with broken strings. Finally, they were forced out of the hall. 2 mouthfuls of fresh blood were spat out soon after. The interior of the hall was once again in complete silence as everyone looked at the two elders, who were suddenly sent flying from the large hall. Quite a number of people quietly swallowed a mouthful of saliva. Numerous shocked eyes paused on the silver glow beside Xiao Yang. Following the gradual disappearance of this silver glow, a silver-colored figure was slowly revealed. "This is the last time. Next time, I will not show any mercy." Xiao Yang's back faced the people from the Yi clan. His voice contained some ice-cold killing intent. The repeated hindrances had gradually exhausted his patience. The gloomy expression of the green-clothed old man at the leader's seat slowly became solemn. His eyes stared intently at the completely still silver-colored human figure beside Xiao Yang. He sensed a dangerous feeling from its body. Currently, the Earth Demon puppet had undoubtedly been greatly strengthened after absorbing the pill lightning at the Burning Flame Valley. According to Xiao Yang's guess, it should be able to fight head-on against a 7-star Do zone. This first elder of the Yi clan was merely a 6-star Do zone. It was impossible for him to be a match for the Earth Demon puppet. "This is a puppet?" The green-clothed old man's eyes paused on the Earth Demon puppet for a moment. Finally, he appeared to have discovered something. His eyes narrowed while he slowly spoke, looking at Xiao Yang with surprise as he did so. Xiao Yang did not reply. He waved his sleeves and once again stored the Earth Demon puppet into his storage ring. He demanded, "Can I bring Xinlan with me now?" The green-clothed old man tightly frowned. His gaze was focused on Xiao Yang. This mysterious young man had not only reached the Do zone class at such a young age, but he was also in possession of a puppet with a mind-boggling strength. It seemed that his background was quite impressive. No wonder Xinlan would always be confident when speaking about him. The old me is Yi Zhong, the first elder of the Yi clan. Is this young friend named Xiao Yan? The gloominess in the green-clothed, old man's face was slowly withdrawn as he cupped his hands to Xiao Yang. The strength that Xiao Yang had displayed was sufficient to shake the current Yi clan. Hence, his tone was clearly much more polite than it was earlier. Xiao Yang nodded but did not wish to remain for long. He raised his leg and walked out of the hall. Xinlan behind him hesitated for a moment before turning her head to Yi Zhong. She said, "First elder, I will return once big brother Xiao Yang settles his issues." Xinlan hurriedly followed Xiao Yang. After replying to him, Yi Zhong widened his mouth when he saw this situation. However, he could only let out a sigh. He ceased saying anything and allowed the two of them to leave. First elder, the fourth elder, who had been defeated by Xiao Yang with one palm, climbed to his feet at this moment and looked at Yi Zhong. Yi Zhong waved his hand and sighed, "Forget it, let them leave." This Xiao Yang might indeed not be an ordinary person. The Yi clan might really have to rely on him this time around. How can it be? He might be very strong, but this little strength is far from sufficient from allowing our Yi clan to enter the Pill Tower Elder's seat. Isn't putting our hope on a person whose background we are unfamiliar with a little. That fourth elder hesitated for a moment before speaking. We have no choice. Currently, quite a number of strong factions are setting their sights on our Yi clan. If we do not adopt any measures, it is likely that the Yi clan will really be finished. Yi Zhong shook his head and helplessly uttered, "Now, let's hope that this young man called Xiao Yang is really as capable as Xinlan described. Moreover, it is likely that the matter today has given him a bad impression of our Yi clan. This is also a matter that gives me a headache." Xiao Yang grabbed Xinlan's arm after having led her out of the Yi clan. He flew out of the city. A moment later, he finally stopped on a mountain top outside of the city. "You should be aware of the matter regarding the little fairy doctor, right?" Xiao Yang immediately asked in a deep voice after having landed on the mountain top. Xinlan slightly nodded. The back of her teeth bit her lower red lip as she softly said, "Back then, little fairy Dr. Jie, Yang, and I successfully exited the wormhole. After which, we spent a couple of months to reach the Pill region. Once we arrived in the Pill region, an immoral faction called the Yuxian Gate set their eyes on little fairy Dr. Jie due to her beauty. In her anger, she killed everyone in that faction. However, Yuxian Gate's chief is also an elite Dozone. Although he ended up dying to little fairy Dr. Jie's hands, she had also suffered some injuries. Coincidentally, it had resulted in the weakening of the seal and the woeful poisoned body erupted. Finally, she was discovered by someone. The woeful poisoned body is a representation of disaster in the Pill region because there have been a number of disasters that have been created as a result of the woeful poisoned body erupting. Therefore, the news of the woeful poisoned body had just spread when many factions attacked her. The Ice River Valley is the most active one. However, their intention is not to destroy the woeful poisoned body. Instead, they wish to obtain this special body because the Ice River Valley loves to collect different kinds of unique bodies. After which, they will use a special method to transfer the soul of an expert within the valley into the body. Thus, they will be able to obtain some of the ability in her body. Xiao Yang's expression gradually became dark and solemn when he heard Xinlan's words. This Ice River Valley was indeed not something good. Some time earlier, the place the little fairy doctor had been hiding was discovered by the Ice River Valley. After which, she exchanged blows with the other party's experts and suffered a serious injury. Big brother Xiao Yang. Xinlan is useless. I cannot even be of any help. Xinlan's eyes also turned red when she spoke until this point. She had blamed herself over her helplessness. Xiao Yang inhaled a deep breath of air. He waved his hand and said, "This is not your fault. You should know where the little fairy doctor is currently at, right? Yes, I have received the information that little fairy Dr. Jie has sent to me. However, that place is currently surrounded by the experts from the Ice River Valley. I am unable to even enter." Xinlan nodded and said, "Where is it? Fallen God Stream, it is indeed that place." Xiao Yang narrowed his eyes and spoke in a low voice. "Although little fairy Dr. Jie has fled the encirclement of the Ice River Valley, she has suffered a serious injury and doesn't dare reveal herself. However, the Fallen God Stream has already been surrounded by the Ice River Valley. The terrain there might be complicated, but it is only a matter of time before she is found." Xinlan softly said, "Big brother Xiao Yang, what do you plan to do now? What else can I do?" Xiao Yang stood up. His eyes looked to the north as a dense, cold glint flashed across them. "Head to the Fallen God Stream. In that case, I shall lead the way for you." I know how to find little fairy Dr. Jie once I enter the fallen god stream. Xinlan clenched her teeth and informed him. Xiao Yang slightly nodded. Immediately, he seemed to have recalled something and asked, "That's right, where is Xi Yang? Has she been following beside little fairy Dr. Xi Yang?" Xinlan was startled when she heard this. She immediately let out a bitter laugh. "She has been missing not long after we arrived in the Pill region." "Missing?" Xiao Yang's expression immediately changed. "She cannot be described as missing either. She left a message for us saying that she suddenly sensed something and wanted to return home." "Return home?" Xiao Yang tightly knit his brows. Xi Yang's identity had always been a mystery. However, Xiao Yang could vaguely guess that her identity was definitely extremely strong. He wondered just where her so-called home was. Hopefully that girl is fine. Now, we can only wait until the little fairy doctor's problems are settled before finding her. Xiao Yang sighed. He once again grabbed Xinlan and moved his body, rushing to the northern sky as he did so. He needed to find the little fairy doctor as soon as possible. This video will end here. Thank you for watching.